Yeah, now the major city here are going to be Los Leones. But everyone's starting off very early on. A lot of these drops coming about. And we even see a really big Humvee taking one of the icons. Some of these icons seem to have taken a larger scale, which is quite comical. But right now, a lot of these seems to have dropped the majority, to say the least. And I'm wondering how far out they're going to spread.
Yeah, with a map like this, you want to stay fairly central, so Le Cobra is not going to be touched. You might see one or two players go for water treatment because it is a great spot for loot. Truck stop, again, it could be another area, but you might as well go to El Azir first, try and loot from there, or take the pathway through truck stop to go and grab a vehicle. So there are many, many good positions as we're going to see a mild hot drop come in. I don't think this will be a big battle as 31 and 55 are going to get close to each other. It has been recognized. Yeah, 31's going for the car, which might lose a wheel. Oh, that's huge as Sam. He doesn't have any more bullets, but that's a great way to kick it off.
55 here. I'm not too sure how you want to be taking these battles, where you found most of your success was trying to lurk around till the very end and only then find that smart way of calculated approach towards third partying. In the end, they do seem to try and take out 31 here as quickly as possible and get themselves up a bit higher on the leaderboard. Again, this is a lot down to the wire here for 55, as in the previous two maps they've been lacking and teams have started to catch up.
55 also doesn't have their fourth player.
Ooh,
they are playing with 3. So this is an upset indeed. This is not what they want to see. We don't know the reasons behind it, but we are on a strict schedule. So if there's been a case that they've missed or whatever, the admins here, they don't care. We get going once again. So having that man disadvantage, it makes things a little bit more difficult, but realistically, if you play quiet, you don't over-aggress, you hit every shot that you're supposed to, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them.
That it shouldn't. We've been taking a look at San Marino here with 55, constantly looting, checking out, and even engaging very early on against 31, which is unlikely of them. Maybe that's what's been happening in the past two maps, also being the reason they weren't able to fully persist till the very end stage, also being victims at certain points and moments, but taking a higher look at it, so many colors, and the zone also quite interesting on that bottom side.
So we're going into that 3-valley battle ring, which is down on that southwestern side. Essentially, the map the gameplay slightly covering part of the map, but there is 3 valleys with great hills that you can play off here. And we are actually getting a little bit of a fourth as well. That in itself is going to be kind of the idea and the angle that teams want to be on top. They want to be on top of these little mounds, or you hide. You hide in the valley and put up some good shields. There is a couple of great houses you can hide in, but overall, this should lead to some great fighting.
It definitely should. 1453, they constantly get themselves into heated battle. At times, they manage to prevail, but mostly, they've been having a tough time to stick till the very end game. And hopefully that's going to be changing this time around, as they do have potential. They just haven't been bringing it out fully. And now's the time to do so. Nicely sticking together yet again, looting up the entirety of Lost Side. And just looking to see what they're going to be advancing off of. But still, with that one player being gone, the only player gone from the side of 50, it's just unfortunate for them.
Yeah, it is so unfortunate, fortunate for them. But again, you have to forget everything that you've done before. Go back, try and re-go at it with a new angle, and that's all they can do. But at the moment, you know, this squad, the 1453 is the 1453, however you want to pronounce their name, this Turkish squad, we'll call it that. This Turkish squad landed quite into a very hot and lootful place. You've got to capitalize. You've got to capitalize on the loot that you're going to get, and also how close that zone is. You can physically see the line of the edge of the zone.
Oh, Team Mira here have already found themselves a corpse for the claim. And AMW, the winners of the previous match, that's the target that I was talking about. You get that #1 spot, and the second people see you out, they're going to look to target you and see you as a threat and nothing else than it. And AMW definitely had a really good run earlier. Not the same could be said this time around.
No, definitely cannot for this time, but in doing so, they're going to have great positioning. They've got a rotation path on lock, so a lot of cars will start to come through in this area, and they can just start peppering them up, which is what I'm thinking they're going to do, is try and scale this cliff, essentially. They're going to either that, or, actually, this is a pretty decent spot in itself, play inside. Nope, they're doing nothing, I'm saying. You know what, I'm just going to shut up and let them drive.
Oh, Mira, they're on the drive-by now. All 4 players, from what I can see and gather, just completely following this front player and going through the very, very deep end zone of the desert. Again, either looking for victims or a perfect spot, that's yet to be figured out.
Well, off they drive, and away they go. I'm more curious about what's happening elsewhere on the map, as well as Mira has had ups and downs. You know, 30 eliminations to their name. They are 29 eliminations to their name. They are joint 3rd highest in terms of eliminations in this series. Only 6 placement points though, and that's where they're lacking. They haven't been able to get to these high point position areas. They keep falling short, and talking of falling short, I think the Fenix are also going to be having a little bit of a gunfire. And speaking of Devils, Mira also wanting a little bit of a gunfire as well.
All right, we are ready. That's 14:53. The Eagles on the icon, looking for freedom. While Mira taking engagement and haven't at least attempting to do so. They're just seeking out here and trying to spot out the enemies, really get a good understanding of their surrounding, and maybe work off of it best for the late game.
Well, right now, Mira's got the power position of them all. They've got height, they've got a road as well, not too far away, so they've got easy escape routes. But this patience, look at this. Could have taken the shot, but knows that even if he goes for it, it's not worth it. It's not worth risking giving away your position, especially when you're playing this split as well. It would be a 2v4, and then you have to wait for those rotations to come in. It's not worth fighting just yet.
Not just yet. Not just yet here at Mira. Let's see what do you have to offer, because there's one thing that Plausible Gaming are offering to you, dear viewers, right now, handling it out. There is a bit of a giveaway ongoing, and while you can enter it with a secret code, just like previously, do let me know here, Hyperactive, what is the secret code?
Plausible Pan Club. All one word. PLAUSIBLEPANCLUB. I am not repeating it. Plausible Pan Club. Go type that into your entries. Remember, it gives you an additional 50 entries, which is a huge amount, and probability will go into your favor. And we will have one more opportunity somewhere within the next match.
Absolutely. That's going to be the 5th code, ladies and gentlemen. Only one more awaits. And you get anyone who's looking into not only enjoy some quality PUBG, and of course get along with the Plausible community. No, that's non-toxic, and of course you should come along with, in the end, it's all worth it. Stick around till the very end, because it's about to get exciting.
Little pop shots going on to the Ferrixes. Mira, they're just seeing what damage they can do. Their main objective here is see if they can pop the tire. They can do that on the car, or at least cause enough damage. It will upset the opposition. They'll have to start running across, which is not great for them. But while everything's quiet, look at this. Look at this. All the colors here, all the teams in one place. Oh, that's going to be much in one area. That is going to be a rotation indeed. And we are heading to that very corner of the map.
Yeah, it's like a complete spread of Skittles, but they're nicely aligned, color-coded, And in the meanwhile, ready to fight it out between each other, who truly is the best snack out of all of them. And currently, Full the Mango is taking some shots, early ones as well, to really let other teams know that they're here and they're ready to challenge.
Prepped, ready, but it's going to be definitely this push. As you push out, just at the wrong time, as Hisso is there. Nade's going to start throwing a quick drop shot to get a little bit of cover, but the movement is starting to aggressing up, but it's not going to happen. The Ferrexes have that on lock. The flush also coming through. So the Ferrexes, we said about them before, they had a sightline onto, I believe it was Mirror as well. Playing this very open split could make him break this game.
Could it be? Hard Phoenix, we've seen you do some good stuff. You've always been very proactive when it came down to battle, but just not being able to take that edge over the others maybe has been a driving force for you to finally change it up a notch. Hisoka with a down kill of his own to exchange it, although not fully out just yet.
No, Hisso is just being carried, as we saw Farfur able to bring him to a bit more safety, and that was a long-ass walk. Trust me, I don't really want to do that, but I don't think the Phoenixes realize that 31 is also pushing up into their territory, so that is something to be mindful if you are the Phoenixes. Meanwhile, the High Sense squad, well, that's gonna do a lot of damage to you, buddy. You need to heal up once again, as High Sense only stay is playing this aggressive position, just trying to get information, trying to keep this squad inside the zone. It is, of course, the Dragon Kiss squad. And they are fighting only with 2 points difference between these two teams.
Close calls, shots as well. Stape staying quiet in favor of the Dragons. Just scouted him out and now absolutely burnt him to a crisp. There it goes, one for the grill, and it's already going to be a barbecue here. Although Dragons do have one of their own, fall to the hands of High Sense Stape, who in the end was able to find a kill before going out, just making sure that it's not going to be all for naught. Although High Sense, one of their players being gone, I imagine that's not the best of news. But so many players and teams alike going for this high ground, as it's definitely going to be one of the major holdbacks when it comes down to how you want to play out this map.
The zip line connecting these two mounds is something that they want a little bit of control, but what's more critical here is knowing that the whole backside of those players are going to be happy. And talking about being happy, AMW, they might have lost 2, but hey, free kills are free kills. Take what's given to you.
Don't complain, just be grateful. AMW, one of their own, and defying gravity, one going on the side of the wall. AMW still keeping up persistency as Peel will be taken out of the competition. 52 alive, 15 minutes here, just about to surpass the time where Hisense or Savchenko will be taking out Flames in return for extra aggression.
That nade might do some good. 31, I said how they were pushing up. Hasn't landed where they wanted. They're going to have to swing round as far. Whoa. Is going to find one and a quick flush as well. And 31's aggression has not worked in any way that they wanted. The Phoenixes have been strong. And this will be a major, again, another major jump up for this squad, as they're currently 12th, but they're playing like they're in first.
They definitely have the confidence to back it up here. Hard Phoenix, one of their might have been gone. Smiley, not going to be present no longer. But Dr. Wu has been a name that we've mentioned many more times than we can count. And especially because of how confident and, of course, how much he can back up that confidence taking these gunfights. He seems to be a bit outnumbered when it comes down to angles. But a lot of teams are going in for many more fights.
Yeah, 31, I just noticed on the map, backing away, not trying this rotation because they know they're blocked out. So they're probably going to try and look and take that northern route to get themselves into the south side of the map. And I tell you what, this is such a weird circle, because I don't think I've ever had a gameplay that's headed this south before. And this is some new territory for a lot of players, because nobody really drops this south. Nobody plays this south.
It's new territory, maybe, but you need to adapt and overcome, which we've seen from some of these teams, while others have kind of struggled, fell behind, just to again be kills for the KD of others. Hisense here have been really good on the move up. They've been constantly changing positions, and not only that, but they've been changing positions to contest multiple teams at once.
Mirror peppering down Hisense, and this is a lot better game from Hisense as we've seen before. However, there are still 16 teams left in this server. So even with this decreased circle that we sat there and went, ooh, that's definitely gonna lighten things up, it still hasn't done that yet. We're gonna have to wait to phase 4 before we really get teams getting wiped out of this game.
Come on, give it a bit more time. Everyone's been right now just trying to get themselves some merciful kills. A bit of possible ones for the count and extra points on the scoreboard. When it comes down to placement and survival alone, a lot of teams have been just focusing on keeping themselves in the game and having the others be outside, which is honestly just reasonable.
Mango's got this beautiful edge of compound, and they did have a little possession of the other compound, but vacating very quickly because they don't want to be split at this point in the game. Meanwhile, Delulu and Hard Fences, the Pharynx, will start to push against each other, and I don't think you're going to realize that the Pharynxes are going to come from the rear. This should be interesting. This should be a battle indeed.
Yes, it should. Oh, it's getting mighty close there. Hard Phoenix are trying to surround the building the Lulu have found themselves in, and while the movement might see free at times, but the shot's not connecting, the first team to be eliminated will be 31 Gaming.
Pappy getting that double. Open things up. Kaboom. Mic drop. Hard Phoenixes were doing strong. They were doing fantastic, but now comes the chaos as everyone's starting to rotate in. Delulu getting a couple onto Maestro, but Maestro is able to fire back and pepper a couple onto the Delulu squad. And it was bound to happen because look what's happening here as well. I think that's Full Rush slowly coming in, getting themselves prepped and ready for any third-party situation. Mirror also getting rid of the entirety of Hisense, which is so unfortunate as they had been playing a lot better. But still, we stick with the Delulu and Maestro's battle. And Delulu just can't find a way to get past them.
No, they can't. Look at Maestro holding them at... Oh, what a beautiful spray there. Lasering Agris down. That's another one from Maestro's. It might be the second kill they were able to pump up to there. But currently, Delulu have not given up just yet. They're going to be holding one of their own hostages and finishing the job onto Hazari, as Delulu's strike back might be more brutal than ever. There's 2 on the down, but Papai here is trying to fight it all. Odds are going to be against him, but he's not given up just yet, as he's still looking for aggression and fights.
Yeah, AMW as well. Just on the back of this, we'll be able to pick things up. But I talked about how Full Rush wants a piece of the third party. They're able to get one and take the flush as well. So it's still a point away. Delulu may still be alive, but they're being pinched once again. And Delulu just can't give in. They broke through. They got into that position. But AMW waiting. Full Rush there, having a good position, but has to back away because guess what? The 1-4-5-3s are shooting from afar.
There it is. Hot 90s having a heavy blow delivered to their side, while in the meanwhile, Idiox themselves trying to eat up a couple of these mangoes, have them done and dusted by any means necessary. As long as that's competition off of the streak, it's better news for them. Although 1453, 4 players still alive. Same goes for Full Rush, and they're going at each other's throats.
They really are, and very quickly. This is brilliant from Full Rush. They got themselves just on the edge. They also have a good bit of mountain cover as well as the Hot 90s. That's a beautiful drop shot from Chewy. Gets down and dirty, doesn't mind being on his knees. Especially when a few shots do fly through, but this is the battle of the very south position. And back into the building that go. That nade could land very well. Not gonna go off. No nade. It was a flash, but a great win for Chewy as We Are Ready is taking out this game.
Hot 90s, maybe from the 90s, but that's where that experience comes in quite handy. Old, not bold. Full rush there. Finds one of the Delulu. That's a down onto Popeye. And I'm imagining he was able to recover two, or at least one of his teammates, to keep Delulu in the game. But full rush, now they're starting to bring in a lot more aggression and close in on these smaller teams with fewer players.
Cannon knew that he just couldn't go for that shot immediately. Had to play it patient for the moment before popping off. But Delulu taken away, final eliminated, with leaves 10 teams to go. Eagles have got the south side. They've got a major hill to climb up, and that might be a downfall, but it could also be a blessing as they have cover the entire of the way up. However, if any of these squads want to go aggressive, all they have to do is look down, and they can take advantage of the climbing Eagles.
Oh, Team Mira. They're looking for another roundabout with it. They're on that number 4 spot, if I can recall correctly. And AMW has now been caught in their interest. Looking to take them out. The final 2 are sitting inside the zone, not giving off any free kills. I imagine that's how they're going to be going off, but still resetting HP just in the final moments to keep themselves going. Oh!
Great shots, but it will come with a cost as AMW will lose one of their players, and it's down to Grigo left alive inside the Storms. I don't think he'll be able to make that out. He's got 4 medkits, so there is a possibility, but he's going to have to go right into the backs of Free Fire. So AMW just trying to stay alive for a little bit longer, get that extra point placement. But the zone is going to get harsher, and it's 6 ticks. A lot more kicking off, and I do not see an AMW staying alive for any longer.
Ooh, a single tick and it would have been right on and over. Although Team Mira is still trying to take everyone's as a fight. They are going after team, and as long as it's an enemy in their sight, they're going to be shooting those bullets right how they're intended to. Although 8 kills is no laughing matter here with all 4 players alive. The potential still stands strong. And Mira, that's 1 onto Furley. That's 1453. One of the players on their knees, but still not down and out yet, just fully.
Not just yet, but you have to remember there's a lot of players in this area that could third-party off it, so it's not done and dusted. Oh, that nade's going to get it done. Goodbye.
Oh!
And just when you think it had got done, it hasn't. Just very quickly, 1433 once again is going for these third parties, doing a fantastic job to cause a little bit of chaos. Has to back away. There's AMW. To finally get eliminated, unable to get the points position, no additional point for themselves. But this team, who is at the bottom of the leaderboard, 8 kills, will massively jump them up in this table.
Bottom of the barrel till the very top. 1453, maybe this isn't going to be that number 1 spot lead, but it definitely allows you to hop over many others that are on similar wavelengths, such as yourself. And well, in the meanwhile, 55 Esports are going to be finished off on the number 7 spots, allowing other teams to maybe even catch up or surpass them in such presence. Mira and 1453 having a lot of that potential, especially Mira, who are already on the number 4 spot on the overall leaderboard, just closing in extremely tight.
Yeah, 1453 trying to do their best. They've had this height control. They've had map control. They have locked down that position God knows how often. But Mira, from all 5 maps, including this one, have been dominantly pushing forward and made sure that nobody can get up to them. But then you have Ineos, who are starting to spray, unable to get all the damage that they want. Able to get the flush. But now comes the danger. Mira, this aggression could cost you so badly. Exactly that.
Checkmate, Mira! You've been taken away and eliminated as their 5th. Now being revealed the top 4 spots for the Mangoes. Idiox, 1453 and hot 90s, and the only team that actually has a full roster is Idiox with one dropped, potentially FTM if they keep it, but not for much longer, as it's complete carnage between all sorts of sides. 4 teams having a bout between each other, jumping on each other. Those are third parties we love to see. A lot of players to be counted up for kills, as 1453 will be leaving the arena.
Idiox still got the pressure and got the eyes onto the Mangoes, and that's exactly what they want to do. While this is all happening, yeah, you could see Hot 90s as one player on the southern side of this map just playing it calm, and what you want to see here is Idiox and the Mangoes really over-aggress each other, start to damage each other to the point they go down to 1v1, and then Hot 90s could come out on top of this. So playing patient and playing time could be a way that we see Hot 90s actually take this win. But right now, it's the Mangoes versus Idiox as they try and see any information as they have to descend down this hill.
Taking a steep way down there is definitely going to be challenging, especially with the 2 teams you have to face here. All 3, rather, 90s, Idiox, and for the Mangoes. All just waiting for a single one to fight between each other. Although I doubt Chewy here is going to be having much of a chance to take it away with it. He picks up quite the gun, and he's looking for a bit of a shootout.
That's one way to get it sorted. Only 60 bullets though, so we can't go and spray and pray, but it's gonna do some damage. Once he fires, that's his game over though. All you do if you are Chewy, perk yourself into a nice little spot, pray that Idiox doesn't walk over you, and you let these other 2 teams, Mangoes and Idiox, fight each other. But with 50 seconds left before the zone is completed, right now, a stalemate will ensue.
Yes, it will. Everyone's just trying to get that #1 spot. Again, the 10 points are fantastic for your position, and mostly Idiox possibly have the best way. This is going to be... They've already surpassed 55 in this situation. Maybe already secured themselves the #1 spot. But while Chewy tries to fight back against that, Idiox take him out. The Hot 90s have been eliminated, and all 3 players get to keep their lives for now, as I don't believe anyone's trying to close in on them just as fastly.
No, they're not indeed. Of course, one of the Idiox players will have to be quickly revived, and this is an opportunity for the Mangoes to understand their position and location, and they can start putting the pressure on. But last zone, not really going to do anything different. They're already pushing that central point right now. Mangoes have the advantage because they can play on the edge. They can play the full 50 seconds now and make the zone do some damage and help them dramatically. So if you are Mangoes, you play patiently, you play with the mounds, you play with the hills, and you make sure that Idiox can't step in.
Pecorino could have actually snuck behind Idiox, but now it's a battle between 3 against 3, a 6-man initiation, and split it down 2. And now all the Mangoes are just hiding in nicely. Idiox are trying to escape the storm that's chasing behind them, and that gives Mangoes a huge advantage here, as they can just wait them out, stall them, and of course allow Idiox to step right into their trap.
That's what they're hoping. Already, a couple of shots will go off. And now Idiox know that the Mangoes have full map control. So they have to regroup, go in together, make sure that they can push in with damage. Daddy will get first, and Andrew is falling to the ground. The quick flush might start to come in, but don't get too aggressive because Selfish is there to get another from a distance. So the res could come through. 2v3. Emergency cover landing, but it's on a hill. It's going to start rolling down. Not going to help you all too much. They know where one player is. But again, Daddy, once again, is going to get some shots to come through and start damaging. But they want to get the flush. They want to get the aggression. They're also going to find another player, but they got to time this perfectly right. Selfish with the swing. Unsuccessful. Down to Renez. Or Rezez. Has to try and do what he can. Gets it done. Idiox, another chicken dinner for them.
Idiox, this was their headway to that #1 spot, and before it gets revealed...